Welcome to Unhinged Magi! Oh my gosh, it's so nice to be in Magic the Gathering, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh.
Buying singles and boxes.
Man, screw that. I'm going to pay $450 a box.
That sounds great.
Then I'm going to open it up and pull out $200 worth of cards.
That sounds even better. Let's do that.
I know, it's fantastic, sir.
Yep. Forget all these old cards.
I'm going to pay $250 for other boxes.
Yep.
And then I'm only going to get $120 back out of the box.
I love that plan. Let's do that.
That is a great investment, you know? And then, if I can find it, I'm going to buy a $220 box. And then I'm going to open $100 worth of cards.
Yep.
It's fantastic.
Perfect.
Oh my gosh.
And all those old cards you've got, just sell them all.
Yeah, exactly.
Sell them all to buy these new cards.
Yep. Man, it's going to be great.
Yep.
Now, I could have went and bought the singles, but I'm going to go ahead and do the Timmy thing and buy a bunch of boxes, open them up, and sell for less.
Yep, because that is what Timmys do.
Yeah.
That's the way a good Magic investor does it, right?
That's right.
Well, that's what Wizards wants you to think, apparently. Wizards wants you to do nearly exactly that. They want you to go out and spend tons of money buying these new boxes of cards, cracking them open, and just eating the losses like crazy, just savoring those losses. Now, we actually made a video just a little while ago talking about, remember when Time Spiral was about to come out? The Time Spiral Remastered. We made a video saying like, yeah, we're not very excited about it, and there's like all these things about it that we're not into, and there's similar things going on now, I think, with Modern Horizons too. Like such a high box price.
Yes, it is. I mean, I bought them at $370 a box, but I want to open it for the channel.
Yeah, well, that's
different.
And
I like fetch lands.
Yeah, I mean, that's a whole different thing, like opening it for content on YouTube. But should an investor go out and spend $370 for a box and then just crack it open?
No.
No.
However,
that's a hard no.
However, there is something to be said with holding onto the box.
Okay, now that's a whole different story.
Yes, it is.
Keeping them sealed is something. But even in that scenario, I think that deserves to be spoken about. But let's table that one for a second and stick on the singles.
Okay.
No, we had a point in one of our earlier videos that we were attempting to get across, and maybe it didn't get across as well based on some of the comments that some people had. So we're going to hit this one.
Pay attention.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to come at that point a little more strongly this time.
Yeah.
Yep. The point is, if you want to buy cards to actually gain value, then if you go out and buy a new box of cards that's like $250, $300 right out of the get-go, then your opportunity for those cards to go up in value severely diminishes if you're going to open the box. Even if you leave it sealed, your gains are still a bit more risky.
That's right.
If you think about like the times in the past when there was like an expansion set that was $79 you could get from Alpha Investments, but get a $79 booster box.
Yeah,
fantasticness. Now, is that $79 box going to go down to $20?
No.
Probably not. Like even the worst ones, would maybe go down to $50 or something like that for a while.
Exactly.
But still, that's like, that's an $80 box going down to like $50.
Yeah, and you're not shelling out the cash. You're not taking the money and throwing it out there and that kind of stuff. In fact, if you did, you get 4 boxes.
But now when Wizards is selling these boxes that right out of the get-go, like straight out of the cannon, they're going for like $280 a box or something like that, right? Your opportunity to get gains is a lot smaller, and your risk per box is a lot higher. In fact, one way to look at it like that I'm looking at it is, I think there's money to be made in Magic, and I think the ones that are making it now is not the players, it's Wizards. I think, by raising these prices like this, they've removed the potential for you to get gains from the cards, and they're now getting those gains from the cards, and you're buying them at the higher price from them.
But then there are people out there who think that Wizards should be the only person making money. Because remember, it's not about making money, it's about playing a game.
Yeah, there's something to be said for playing the game, but come on, people, let's wake up. Come on. When Wizards is charging you $300 for a randomized box of game pieces that they probably spent $15 a box printing or something like that. I'm sure it's small.
I have no idea how much it costs.
I have no idea what it costs, but I'm sure it's like not even close to that. And they don't pay more money. Come on, for these Modern Horizons 2 boxes, they don't pay more money for that than they do like an $89
expansion. They pay more money for foiling. For foiling, they pay more money.
Yeah, but even in the standard boxes now these days, they offer more foils.
True, but they pay more for it.
Yeah, they did. Okay. So their profit margins are huge, and they're the ones that are now capturing that. And you can't take this stance of like, oh, well, they're all game pieces when you're the one coughing up all this extra money for it.
But I only buy singles.
Now, singles is a great way to go if you actually want to just play the game. Now, this is the one of the few points that I'm really just going to dead on agree with Tolarian Community College on. He always talks about if you want to just buy cards to play the game, buy the singles you want. He's exactly right about that.
100%, sir. 100%.
Yeah. Don't waste your time buying boxes, cracking packs, trying to get a play set of some rares that you need from that.
Yeah, it's better to just go buy the most expensive card in the set and you're done.
Yep.
But don't pre-order the cards. Pre-ordering, they stack that price way up and it's going to womp womp.
You know, pre-ordering used to be a thing that was more possible in the past, I think, to get a good deal. Yep. That seems to be less possible these days. It seems more like the cards that you would expect to have value, sometimes these days not only don't have value, but then even the ones that do have value, their value is like the highest right when they sell. Like if you guys try this as I tell you this, go on MTG Goldfish and look at the price of Time Spiral Remastered, but look at the price of the set. So you kind of like find one of the cards in the set, then click on Time Spiral Remastered. So you're looking at the entire set and then look at the chart. Right when it released, that price is really high and it just sloped off, right? So the highest price you could ever have gotten those cards for was like at the pre-release, like right before the set came out. And then they opened it and then the price dropped in like nearly half. And it's like never recovered, right? So the buying the cards in like a pre-release was not a good plan.
Nope. So there you go. Do you want to do that? Would you like to spend money to get your card in advance? You get it a couple months early, right? Mm-hmm. And pay, I don't know, 50% above everybody else? Good idea?
I don't know, man.
There's a saying to buy low, sell high. But buying high and selling low is something that Wizards of the Coast wants you to do.
Yep. Apparently to them, that's a good plan.
And it appears to be working.
Yeah.
As CEO of the company, I'd be like, yeah, they don't care, so why should I?
Yeah, seriously, guys.
And then I'd fill my pockets with money and hand it to Hasbro, and they'll be going, good boy, good boy.
I'm not straight up telling you to not buy new Magic product, but I'm telling you...
I am straight up telling you to only buy singles.
Yeah, if you only buy the singles you want to play games, and if you want to do any form of investment, either just don't buy the new stuff, or buy it and leave it sealed at the very least.
Yeah, you leave it sealed.
But just recognize,
you throw it away.
If you buy the stuff that's going to cost
in about
you
a year,
$250 to $400 right out of the get-go for a box, then your risk is higher because you paid so much more per box. So just know that going into it, right? Just know that. Right?
Exactly. All right. Yep. So I'm kind of disappointed. Now, if Wizards of the Coast did a miracle and started paying attention to it, because eventually they're going to hit to a price point, and I think after many, many iterations, people keep losing money. They're going to not want to buy the boxes. They'll go straight to Arena and say, screw this card stuff.
It's so funny because this is just like a cycle that we've been in for years.
For years.
We're just cycling back. It's like everybody just had to learn their lesson with the modern format.
Yep. You got to
They
get
spent
your head
all this money
in.
on modern cards, and then they printed all these modern cards, and the value just tanked, and people came pouring into old school and older formats. And then it's like all of a sudden now the price on those older cards is pulling back a bit, and everybody's running their money over to
modern and
all the newer sets.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like the whole cycle's starting again.
Which is really, really weird. Right? So, Wizards of the Coast doesn't have to change anything. But if they did, what they should do is add something to value to the box saying that they're not going to print certain cards or whatever to make secondary market want to buy the actual product.
Yeah, and making limited quantity or something like that.
Exactly.
I don't think they're going to do that.
No,
they should.
They're not going to do that.
No.
They don't have to.
But they
don't have to.
Yeah.
Their consumer base is like, okay, cool. I lost $200.
I know. That. Their sales are great. They're like, give us 400. No, it's like this. It's like $400 billion for this box. And then everybody just does it.
Okay, I'll buy it. $400 billion.
Oh,
Here we go.
Sounds like a deal. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
There's foil cards in this set.
I'm just saying, it's weird. We opened a God box, right? A God box.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much value was there?
170.
Yeah, exactly. And it was like a $450 box.
Yeah.
considerably.
Yeah, that's what it was on eBay, yeah.
Right? So you're not buying a God box and you're paying $200.
Interesting point also.
Well, actually, I don't know how much that box would be. Normally, I think it's like, maybe that might be $100 box.
Well, there's an interesting side note for that God box that we opened. Apparently, there's different kinds of God box for the call team.
Really?
And yeah, so there's God boxes that have almost nothing but like mythics in it. And those ones are actually the more expensive ones. People actually, if you look at the comments of our video, they kept on saying, oh, that wasn't a God box. And I'm like, dude, we opened up 30 out of 36 packs and we got like 62 rares.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like, oh, that's not a God box. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? It was totally a God box.
That's totally
But
a God box.
apparently there's different kinds of God boxes in Call Team. But anyways, for anyone who doesn't know, a God box is a box.
So we got a God box of B and not A?
Yeah, something like that.
So we didn't get the Primo God box?
Yeah, so for anyone who doesn't know,
ripped.
God box means more rares than it should have. It's like a misprint. It's not supposed to have all those rares. And it totally did. But it just did not have all the mythics, the same value.
And I think Wizards should still do that. Because that was fun.
That actually is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's kind of like winning the
Wizards
lottery
should do
with
that.
your entire box.
Yeah, exactly. And that puts value into the box. Because now you want to buy a Colleen box so you can get a God box and say, hey, I opened a God box. So in your face.
It was also kind of interesting how not every pack actually had all those extra rares.
Yeah,
it was like
I thought
4
that was-
rares in like the packs. And then like the next one would be like 1 rare. Right?
Yeah.
That was kind of an interesting way to go.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, just if you're going for investment, guys, don't buy these new expensive boxes and then crack them. Just don't.
Just don't
It's not
sit
the
on
plan.
it.
Yeah, buy it and sit on it, or go buy old cards.
Yep. Or if you're going to play the game, just buy singles.
Yep.
You're good.
Yep. There you go. Grumpy old man advice. There you go. You're welcome.
Wait, we're not changing the channel name, are we?
Yeah, let's do that.
That's a terrible channel
Grumpy
name.
old man.